Don't look up there.
Welcome back to Mike and Jen Xing Around the World.
Hello,
I'm Mike.
I'm Jen.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So, we had said we were going to do big and crazy new things, and we did.
We did.
But we didn't like it, and here's why. Because this is supposed to be something that's really fun and, I don't know, joyful, and when we kind of got political, because the world is crazy right now, we filmed a couple, and, honestly, we felt they were really heavy.
Yeah, we weren't having any fun.
No, and it's not fun to talk about the world right now. So what we want to do is make things fun and give you a little bit of um give you a way to just enjoy things and not maybe think about all the craziness going on in the world right now, and talk about some other things.
We can talk about other things.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of fun stuff to talk
So
about.
we figured we are going to do some. Have you guys heard of Am I the Asshole stories?
They're fantastic.
These are some of my favorite things. And so I have scoured, and Mike has scoured
Yes.
Reddit in multiple different places to look for some, and we each picked one
We
for
did?
tonight. I don't know if we're going to get to both, but we're going to try. And then I also decided that I want to do a fun little thing and give top, excuse me,
Oh,
give
she's
top 10
excited.
lists.
Yes.
And one of the fun things that I decided to do was, since you suck at who sings songs,
I do. I'm bad at it.
is we're going to do every time we film, I'm going to have a different top 10 list from
Lord.
a different year, whether it's
Okay.
music, movies, TV, whatever it is, the top 10 of that week.
So we could call that Stump Mike because it's just going to stump me.
Or we can call it Fun for Jen.
That's true as well.
Either way.
It should be entertaining.
Oh, well.
It should be entertaining.
Yeah, it should.
For some of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Eventually I might even get good at this, and I had thought about it, but I wasn't sure how we could incorporate it, but I was going to do like a snippet. This week I'm going to do, or this episode, I should say, not this week, this episode, I'm going to do a top 10 list of songs from this week, 1987.
1987. So I would have been 9.
No, 10. Well, yeah.
At this
9.
point, I would have been 9. This is so between 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Yep. Only reason I know that because I moved that summer
Mm-hmm.
and I started 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
That's it at the new school.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only reason I know.
So moving right along.
Moving along.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'd love to hear yours first because I had to print it out and I did not read it, so I'm actually kind of excited.
Okay, so this one I thought was really, really kind of wonderful, and we are going to try not to swear as much as possible, but sometimes you kind of have to, so just full disclosure, there might be a swear word here or there. However, this is right in the title. I'm going to say not the word, but you'll get what I'm saying. So this one is, am I the asshole? That's not really a swear word. For telling my mother-in-law to get the F out when she came over to do me a favor.
Okay.
All right. So, long story short, my husband asked his mother to come over today and watch our daughter, who's 3 months old, so I could take a nap because lately the baby hasn't slept at all and I'm just exhausted. She's super colicky and throws up in her sleep, and I need my glasses.
Need your glasses?
Yeah, pause game.
We can't really pause it. I'm going to have to edit it out.
But my fear is the reflection.
I just look. Yeah, I mean, just.
All right, welcome back. I'm old. I have to have my glasses, but I will only have them on while I'm reading.
All
right,
I have to borrow those too.
So this is, am I the asshole for telling my mother-in-law to get the F out when she came over to do me a favor? Long story short, my husband asked his mother to come over today and watch our 3-month-old so I could take a nap because lately the baby hasn't slept at all and I'm just exhausted. Totally get it.
Yep.
She's super colicky and throws up in her sleep too, so I'm just almost always because she has choked on her own vomit before, which that's terrifying.
That is horrible.
Absolutely terrifying. My husband is a trucker and is currently on a week-long trip away. She agreed to come over for a few hours and even offered to make dinner. I appreciated it. As a mom, oh my goodness, any help is amazing. And I appreciated it. She got here at 2:30 p.m. I got the baby down for a nap, took a quick shower, and then went in to take a nap.
Okay.
Fair enough, right? Well, I woke up at 4 p.m. to my daughter screaming. I
Okay.
immediately rushed out of bed and found her still in her crib, diaper not changed, and she'd been crying for a while. By the looks of things, she'd been crying for a while by the looks of things.
There we go.
There we go. I went into the living room and didn't see my mother in law anywhere. So I went to the bedroom to grab my phone and realized it wasn't in the charger where I left it. The baby monitor was also unplugged from my wall, which would explain why I didn't hear my daughter to begin with.
Okay. Wait, in her bedroom, it sounds like, right?
Yeah, the daughter was in the bedroom.
But I mean, the baby monitor would have been in the mom's bedroom,
Correct,
and
yes.
that was unplugged.
Yes, and the phone was gone.
Okay.
Okay. So the baby monitor was unplugged from the wall, which would explain why I didn't hear my daughter.
Sure.
Well, I went back into the kitchen and happened to see my mother in law through the window on the back porch talking on the phone.
Okay.
Okay. So I go out and she's literally talking on my phone. So
Okay.
I interrupt her and ask her why she has my cell phone and how long she had left my daughter screaming in the other room when she was supposed to be watching her, and asked her why the monitor had been unplugged. She goes, "Well, I heard your phone ringing and it was my son, so I answered it. And I took it outside so I wouldn't wake you. And I unplugged the monitor so the baby wouldn't wake you if she started crying. She wasn't crying when I walked outside. I asked her how long she has been on my phone outside. And she looks at the time and the call-in says 37 minutes.
Oh Lord.
Mm-hmm. I immediately told her to get the F out. She starts to protest, and I simply tell her to get the F out again, and that my daughter had obviously been screaming for a while. Her eyes were puffy, and when I picked her up, she was hyperventilating and sweating. She had been crying for at least 10 minutes, if not longer. She started in with the whole, "It's not going to hurt the baby to cry. I didn't hear her, or I would have gone to get her" talk. So I said, "Yeah, but instead you decided to steal my phone and go talk to my husband for 40 minutes and fail to do the task you came here for. Leave."
Okay.
She ends up leaving, but now my husband's mad because she didn't even have to come help you, and you made her feel effing stupid because she didn't grab the baby as soon as she started crying. Don't be surprised if she never helps again. I don't think I'm being the asshole, but my husband is making me feel like I'm insane here. Am I the asshole? Also, whether or not the baby will be fine after crying for 10 minutes isn't the problem. The problem was that she was at my house for an hour and a half, 20 minutes of which I was awake. Okay? And out of that time, she spent 40 minutes outside on my cell phone instead of watching the baby like she was supposed to. She did not check on my daughter at all for 40 minutes, knowing she's colicky and has a history of spitting up in her sleep, and unplugging my monitor so I couldn't even hear her.
Okay. It's an interesting one.
I don't think she's the asshole. I think the mother-in-law is the asshole.
Well, I don't think it's that simple.
I think that the mother-in-law didn't have bad intentions. That said, I agree that the mother-in-law wasn't supposed to be there to talk on the phone. The mother-in-law could have simply said to her son, "You know what, hold on, let me go check on the baby."
Yeah, no, she absolutely could have.
And honestly, I think in having had the kids, and it's really hard, first of all, and from where I'm at, for a mom to ask for help. You know,
Well,
because when you ask,
but did she ask for help, or did
the mother-in-law offered,
Well,
and
I thought that the son-in-law had set it up.
no, the mother-in-law, I think the mother-in-law had offered,
Okay.
because of the situation and the fact that the husband was out of town.
Okay. Yeah.
So that said, it's, you could say, is it looking a gift horse in the mouth? Well, kind of, but not really, because in my opinion, knowing all these things about the baby,
Yeah.
okay, the mother-in-law should have taken the monitor and brought it to her by her. That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, she should have popped her head in to see if that baby was crying.
Okay.
And thirdly, I'm going to go back to what I was saying before, that as a mom, it's really, really, really hard to trust somebody, and that sounds like it's their first child.
Yeah.
The fact that it's already difficult, and this woman is sleep deprived. Okay?
Yeah.
And somebody who's supposed to be doing something for you and watching your child who has all these issues, the woman did not do these things.
Nope.
And how can she, I understand and I get this, she's probably feeling, how can I trust her to do it right to begin with?
I see all your points, and they're all valid. Where I have it's hard to find people to watch your kids. So to fly off at the handle, I understand your baby's crying. I get that. And with all the health issues and everything, it's still family. It's still your mother-in-law, the grandmother of that child. I don't think she had any ill will towards it. Now, did she mess up? Absolutely. And,
Mhm.
and nobody's going to argue that part. But to tell her to get the F out and potentially it's going to be a strained relationship moving forward. I mean, and
And I
that's hard to come
agree.
back to.
However, do you understand that children have died from vomiting in their sleep?
Oh, she
I mean,
never should have taken the monitor out. I agree with all that
as
stuff.
a mom, like I think the mother-in-law was selfish. I think that again, she had no ill will. However, she didn't do what she was supposed to do. She was supposed to make sure that baby was taken care of so she could sleep. She got carried away,
she did. She got carried away talking to her son.
Mm-hmm. And again,
her son's on the road.
She wasn't out killing somebody. However,
her son's on the road.
However,
okay,
she could have still said, "Hold on a second," and popped her head in. Or the son could have said, "Hey, have you checked on the baby?"
How have we not brought up the son being a little bit of fault because he knows he's on the phone that long? And did he ask? Are you checking on the baby? Did you pop your head in? Is the baby good? He probably didn't do that one time either. So maybe it's just a family thing. Maybe it's a family of selfishness. The son's going to defend his mom. Yep. Not saying her actions in that moment were right because they were clearly wrong. But to tell her to get the F out.
However, you know what? Things happen in anger.
They do.
In that point, I understand that rage as a mom. You know,
I understand
it. We've had kids that didn't sleep. My second son, I would say if I would have had him first, I would never probably had another kid. I mean, this kid, you set him down and he would not stop. And then the second the sun came up, it was a lot. But like after 7.5 months, he was like the perfect child. Like it was wonderful. But those first 7.5 months, it was awful.
It was. I'm sure it was.
It was awful. And
I mean, I'm going to compare this in our life when we tried to go see Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got tickets. We're downtown Chicago. We're at the Chicago Theater watching Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Now, to preface this, my mother was watching our kids. Yeah. And at the time, our daughter, Jameson, our only girl, we have 5 boys, 1 girl. She was a mama's girl. And, you know, she did not want anybody else to hold her, but she was really great with my mom.
She was. So we get a call, and we had to leave Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Mike bought me tickets to Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah. It was great. Great show.
Yeah.
September is my favorite song. We didn't get to stick around for that. Because about 4 songs in, my mother-in-law is calling, saying she's crying. Okay. She can't handle it. We had to leave.
Now, I was an only child, so my mom...
Yeah. So now we didn't come in guns a-blazing and tell her to get the F out or doing anything like that.
Oh, but I was furious, and I did. I'm like, I don't think I asked her to watch the babies.
No, we did.
They were that little for a while.
No, we didn't.
And my mom was the asshole there. I mean, seriously, that was our first time out. Now, we also had a son, Brayden, and they were 10 months and 28 days apart. Our daughter, when she was first born, had a few health scares, so I didn't leave her. She was in the hospital, at a couple weeks old. She'd stopped breathing. It was terrifying. She had some lung issues. And so it was really hard for me to leave her to begin with. And that was another reason probably why she was so clingy. But my mom had even said, if I stand outside with her, it's fine. But she didn't want to just hold the baby.
She probably called us 5 times in the first 4 songs. And at that point, we were just like, let's just go.
Yeah.
And that was disheartening.
And then got mad at me because I was upset. Now, I didn't yell at her. I didn't scream at her. But I was like, seriously? Because when we got home, our daughter was sound asleep. And slept and slept and slept. So it was like you couldn't have just, taken one for the team and knowing that this couple has not been out. Our son and daughter are 10 months and 28 days apart. Like, we didn't go anywhere. And... so my mom was the asshole there, totally the asshole. But
I think they're both assholes. Yeah, I think the wife is partially.
I don't think so at this point. Okay. And there are things where the mother-in-law, even if she told her to get the F out at that time, the mother-in-law still, I believe, needs to apologize because
I agree for the behavior at the night.
Correct.
I
And
agree.
I also believe that this woman probably in the right frame of mind, A, not sleep deprived and fearful for what could have happened to her child because that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Um, I think in due time she probably would apologize for telling her to get the F out, but cooler heads prevail. And in the heat of the moment, I don't think this mom was the asshole. I think the mother-in-law was the asshole.
So you think the wife was perfectly within her rights to tell her mother-in-law to get the F out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you know what? You're not doing me a favor. You're not helping me. And I probably guarantee you she had nothing nice to say at the moment. So at that point, it's again, people say things in the
Hmm.
heat of the moment.
Sure.
And at that point, I guarantee you she was pissed.
Oh yeah.
She was terrified. I
And
mean, this
tired.
woman took her phone,
Yeah. Yeah.
unplugged the baby monitor. I mean, there was a lot of thought that went into these things. Now, the
There
mother in
is.
law said she did it to be thoughtful. However, once she was thoughtful, she didn't think.
Well, does the baby monitor, if the phone's ringing in the mom's room, does the baby hear that potentially, and that's why she unplugged it?
No, she specifically said she unplugged the baby monitor.
She did. The
So
phone.
so
I
the
thought.
monitor didn't wake up the sleeping mommy.
Oh, I thought it was so the baby
No.
wouldn't be affected by the
Uh-uh.
phone. No.
No. And she took the phone because she said she saw it was her son calling.
No, and I shouldn't take the phone, but
She shouldn't have touched the phone.
I was a mama's boy, so
Your mother never would have done that.
I'm not saying she would.
Your mother would have been like a hawk outside of that room. But
I'm
my
just-
mom would have been too in that
I'm
respect.
just saying to tell, like, if you would have gone to my mom and told her to get the F out, it would have caused an issue with us. I'm
You
just
know,
saying.
but your mom probably at that point would have come to me the next day and been like, Jen, I'm sorry. And I would have said, Lynn, I'm sorry. Because shit happens.
Yeah.
But this woman acted like she didn't do anything wrong. Like, why
No,
weren't you
she
making
she
dinner?
definitely did something wrong.
I mean, she said, and she was there for an hour and a half. 20 minutes the woman was awake
No, I
because she
get
was
it. I
showering
get it.
everything.
The whole thing
40
sucks.
minutes she was on the phone. So there was that this lady got,
But
you know,
she may not have talked to her son for a couple weeks. I
well,
mean,
that's on them. You don't pick the time when you're supposed to be making sure mama sleeps.
I get it.
And the baby's
I
supposed
get
to be
it. I
watched
just think
to
the
talk
reaction
to
was a
your...
little too much.
I don't.
That's okay.
We can agree to disagree because you're
Absolutely.
wrong.
All right. All right. It's time for you to make me look silly. Listen to music that.
No, I thought you had an Am
Oh,
I
you
the
want to hear mine?
asshole? Yeah.
All right. So
Just
this
an
is a fun.
FYI, I asked him if he could read beforehand.
did ask me
and
if I could read.
totally, and I don't mean like I know he can read. I meant like, well, like out loud. However, I totally stuttered through that.
So here's kind of a creepy one. All right. And
Oh, goodness.
a little bit. And
We don't know each other's, so these are, I'm hearing
no,
it
I'm
for the
actually not
first
gonna
time
go with
as
that
well.
one. That one's a little weird. All right. Here we go. So this one's called The Entire Cake.
Is that really that long?
It's actually shorter than yours.
Okay.
So the first thing, am I the asshole for accidentally eating an entire cake that my boyfriend made? Okay. Now hold on. So my fiance is an incredible baker. I've always said that he should start his own bakery, but he's always resisted the idea. Anyways, I'm going on 4 months pregnant, and what he makes is like a magnet to my mouth. I'm not making this stuff up. Those are not words I would normally use.
But that happens when you're pregnant, I understand. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So as all my pregnant and non-pregnant gals know, that cravings hit you really hard when you're
Mhm.
building a baby. It's all really good, but the cravings are starting to get worse because he rarely bakes now, and because he's busier with work. His niece's 6th birthday is coming up, and he took time to bake a caterpillar cake for her. It looked amazing. I asked him if he had time to make another one so we could have it to ourselves, and he agreed. It turned out really, really good. I think he had like 2 slices, and he told me to help myself to however much I would like. He was always away for work, he was away for work for much of today. And after he left, I went to the fridge and took a slice for myself. It felt so good, or it was so good, I kept going back for more and more. Eventually, before I knew it, the cake had disappeared entirely. I was sitting there with a spoon in hand, and I kind of snapped out of a fog and realized what I had done. I did not mean to do that at all. I had texted him what had happened and told him I might have had a lot of cake. And he said it's all good. But when he got home, he saw the old cake was gone. He got really mad that she didn't leave a slice for him. Like yelling, raising his voice, kind of mad. Sorry.
You're taking away your light.
Sorry, my bad. She doesn't understand why he got so mad. He's so good at it, and literally takes an hour. So she feels instead of sitting on his ass and gaming, make another one, right? He got even madder when he saw that I took a small slice out of the other cake as well. Like it was a tiny slice. Admittedly, I screwed up and couldn't help myself. So it just ended up making madder and madder. So is this woman wrong, or who's the asshole in this one?
He is.
He is.
He is.
Wow.
Well, first of all, she stated, stop.
I'm moving these out of the way.
She stated
Mhm.
that he told her she could have as much as she wanted.
She did.
So, as much as a 4-month pregnant woman wants, is he an idiot? You have to have the expectation of 4-month pregnant woman with cravings, and I guarantee you he understood what her cravings were. And you tell her, go ahead, have as much as you want.
You don't feel she's being selfish by not even leaving him one slice of a cake that he took the time to make?
No, he can make another one.
So that's his time. One thing you cannot get back is time. So now he has to go back in the kitchen.
But here's the thing. He told her
I understand what you're
she
saying.
could have as much as she wanted. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going through perimenopause, and
Yes,
there is one day a month my entire life, with the exception of being pregnant, where I wanted sweets and I wanted chocolate. I've never been a sweets person. That is not my thing. But that one day a month, that like the first day of my period, I wanted chocolate. Like it was insane.
You love dark chocolate, right?
Oh, I hate dark chocolate.
I found that out the hard way.
Yeah, when you send your husband to the store when you're craving chocolate when you're pregnant and he comes back with dark chocolate, how do you not even know me?
Let's talk
there's no
about how
talking.
we rectified
Anyhow,
that with the 37 candy bars I bought after that.
It doesn't matter. He came home with dark chocolate.
That's bad one.
Yeah.
That's bad.
So, especially when you're pregnant. So go back to that. Think about that. So when you're having those crazy pregnancy cravings, and now that I'm going through perimenopause, like,
is pregnancy brain a thing? Because she said she had to snap out of a fog.
Pregnancy brain.
Fog.
Yeah, you get the case of the durs because it is overwhelming sometimes. And however, in her defense, they say you crave what your body needs.
Now, I will say this. I understand eating the whole cake. I think what set him off is she took a slice out of the cake that he made for the niece. You have to at least admit that she was wrong for that.
Okay, but it sounds like he wasn't pissed off about that one. He sounded like he was mad about her eating the entire
Oh, no,
he
got
cake.
super mad when he figured out that there was a slice missing of that because he had to remake that one.
Oh, well, oops.
So, in my opinion...
he knocked her up. And sometimes shit happens because, we have that philosophy in my house. Like, shit happens and, it's spilt milk. Got to get over it. It happens.
I don't know. I think I'd be a little hot.
She's kind of an asshole for eating the slice of the other one, okay? So it's a 50-50. Or actually,
no.
A 70-30. So the entire cake, I don't hold her accountable for that whatsoever. The slice of the other cake, okay, she's an asshole there. But...
So the comment that she made about getting off his ass and gaming was in the middle of that fight.
Wow.
I don't think that goes over well.
And maybe he games a lot because I understand where she's coming from because that used to happen and like she said, that is particularly what she's craving. And
I don't think that's what she was craving, but I think she
said it right in there.
No.
Yes, she did. She said, he's making them less and less, and I am truly craving these.
No, she said that the cravings get out of control.
Right, for that particular cake.
I think she's wrong.
I don't. Well, here's the thing. You
second
never
case,
popped a baby out of your cooter. You never will.
I am not a cooter.
That is a superpower, and until you have that superpower, you cannot judge a pregnant woman for the amount of whatever they are craving they consume. But that man gave her, eat as much as you want. She ate it.
Sounds like a pregnancy pass.
Yeah. All right. So, what is the agreement?
So, I think she's wrong for going to the second cake.
I agree with you there.
Okay.
But we both agree he's the asshole for the first one.
He did tell her that she could have as much as she wants.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
and she is pregnant with his child. You say have as much as you want.
I don't know.
My fat pregnant ass is going to town.
I think I'm going to be upset if I was looking forward to that piece, but I don't think I can blame a pregnant woman.
Well, he has a whole nother cake.
Now he does. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. So.
And here's the thing: he's the one who makes them, so he can in theory make himself another one.
If he has everything. Or now maybe I didn't might have to go to the store. So I understand the frustration. I get it. I'm not saying he's right, but I understand the frustration.
Again, until you can pop out a child. You don't understand frustration.
Fortunately, I will never have to go through that.
No.
Yeah. And I applaud
Nope.
every woman that does it.
All righty. Are you ready for it?
All right. So these are top 10 songs. What year?
From
1987?
this year in this week
This week. That makes sense.
in 1987.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Number 10. Change of Heart.
Change of Heart. No clue.
By Cyndi Lauper.
Really? She had more than one song, huh?
She had a lot of songs.
Oh,
What's
yeah,
wrong? He knows nothing about music.
Well, she
I
had
mean,
that. She had the
seriously.
one, and then she was the girls just want to have fun with Captain Luabana in the video.
Yeah, and
Now,
Time
had you-
After Time and the
No.
Goonies song. Like, she has
We
so
can't talk
many
about
songs.
Goonies. We're not talking about Goonies.
He has never seen Goonies.
That's okay.
He's so stupid. However, I did get him to watch a movie, and we will talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Love You Down. Let me love you down. Even if so, I'm gonna start making snippets of these damn songs so you guys can. I'll have to play.
I
them
might know them at that point.
I'm not gonna sing them.
I don't know who that song is. Corey
Okay.
Hart, maybe.
Ready for the World.
Never heard of Ready for the
Okay,
World.
so number
we're good.
10 was Change of Heart by Cyndi Lauper for this week in 1987.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Number 9, Love You Down by Ready for the World.
Okay.
Okay. Number 8, Open Your Heart to Me, Baby.
Madonna.
Uh-huh.
All
Good
right.
boy, Mike.
Whew.
Jen, don't sing.
You sang it well enough, though.
Ballerina Girl.
No clue.
Lionel Richie.
Yeah, I know. We just talked about him. I'm not, the other day in the car. And, he danced on the ceiling and then kind of lost
That
it.
man is a musical genius.
I'm not saying he's not. It's just not my jam.
Yeah.
So,
From the Commodores to Lionel Richie.
Nothing against Lionel Richie. I love dancing on the ceiling. We had it 6th grade or 5th grade or something. We had to do something with maracas. I ain't nothing against him. It's just not my jam.
Okay. You got it all.
I do, but
you
that's the song
got
name.
it all over him.
No
The
clue.
Jets.
Who?
The Jets.
Benny and the Jets?
No, the Jets.
Just the
it
Jets.
was like, yeah, it was like a whole family. The Jets.
That was their last name?
I don't know if it was their last name, but that's what they called the band.
Huh.
Okay.
Cool. What number was that?
6.
That was number 6.
Yes.
Okay.
So 7 was Ballerina Girl by Lionel Richie.
All right.
6 was You Got It All by the Jets.
So I'm rocking with 20% right now. I got one of them right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Touch me, I want to feel your body. Your heart
I should probably know this.
next to mine.
I got nothing.
Samantha Fox.
Yeah, that probably makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of her.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell
She
you
was
the
really
song.
hot back in the day. Like, really, really
She
hot.
wasn't
like,
the one dancing on that White Snake video. That was Connie,
no, that's
Connie Katane.
Tawny Katane.
No, I have no idea.
Okay, yeah. No, so Touch Me was number 5 by Samantha Fox.
Okay.
Number 4, Jacob's Ladder by Huey Lewis and the News. Now, I'm a music buff, and I actually had to listen to this one. Like, I had to pull this up on
I would not have gotten
iTunes.
that by the name.
Yeah, no,
And I like
you
Huey
have to
Lewis.
listen to it. And once you listen to it, Jacob's Ladder by Huey Lewis and the News, unless you know it, I didn't. You would know the song if you
Okay.
heard it. I did. Will You Still Love Me?
Chicago.
Yes.
Whoa! Boom! I have seen them in concert. That's
And
one reason
number
I know
3 was Will You Still Love Me, Chicago. And number 2, I got a little change in my pocket going jing-a-ling-a-ling. Call me on the telephone, baby.
that. Oh
Give
man,
you a
this is a good
ring.
one.
Each time I talk, I get the same.
I should know.
I know
this.
the whole thing, so.
I don't know.
Georgia Satellites, keep your hands to yourself.
I can.
I have a vivid memory
Never
of this
heard
song.
of that band. I've heard the song. I
I
probably
was
know
in
a lot
the
of
back
lyrics of it.
seat. We were driving down the street.
Hey now,
Driving down the road.
we're keeping it PG.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom and her
Oh,
boy,
there we
her
go.
husband were in the front seat, and the song came on. And I am in the back just going
Jamming
to town.
out?
Yeah, like it is like a rappy but not a rap. It's, it's and I am doing the whole thing, and my mom started laughing so hard. She had no idea that I knew every word to this
That's
song.
good.
And it's funny.
That is good stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the point where she would change songs because you were singing them and you had to begin?
That one made her laugh. But
Okay.
yes, my mom, if I would sing a song, she would get pissed off at me and she would actually change the station. And then she would put on stuff that I hated, like Bob Dylan, and turn it up just to piss me off.
That's
It was
funny.
like torture.
That's good.
No.
That's funny stuff.
No.
Number
Okay. Number 2 was Keep Your Hands to Yourself by the Georgia Satellites.
Mhm.
And number 1
Okay.
for this week in 1987 Living on a Prayer.
I know this one. Bon Jovi.
Good boy.
But that's kind of a weird list, though. It's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, it was, but that was the top 10. I mean,
I didn't realize that Bon Jovi started in the late 80s. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah. Living on a Prayer, huh?
Yeah.
Was that his first release?
No.
What was his first release? You know,
I
off the
have
top
no
of your head?
idea. No.
Is that what made him popular, though? I mean, it went number one.
I mean, yeah.
Went number one.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good list.
Yeah, it was. So to recap, Change of Heart, Cyndi Lauper.
Yep.
For number 10. Love You Down, Ready for the World, number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8, Open Your Heart.
No,
With Madonna.
Real quick about Ready for the World.
Yes.
One hit wonder?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that
They
makes
may have had one more, but yeah, for the most part, I believe it's a one-hit wonder.
Always amazes me they can't do it. Be a two-hit wonder.
Ballerina Girl, 7 by Lionel Richie. 6, You Got It All by the Jets. And the
Okay.
Jets were outstanding. I love the Jets.
They play in New York. I get it.
Not the football team. See what I have to live with? I'm telling you. What.
Technically, they actually play in New Jersey. Sorry. Hey, I want to be factual. Continue.
Number 5,
Number 5.
Touch Me by Samantha Fox.
You know what I think of? I know that song. I just
Yeah.
didn't know that was her.
Yeah.
Was she? I mean, she had a couple songs.
Yeah, she had a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like really hot and like she was British.
What?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah,
she was
but she looked like stripper hot. Like,
Yeah, I
you know
mean,
what I'm saying? Like,
she was like I kind of felt
She
like
always had,
red
like-
highlights or red.
she wore really like red lipstick, but
Ah,
she had
maybe.
like big blonde hair and the girls were always out.
The girls
you
were
know.
playing.
Mm-hmm. All right, so where were we at?
Number
5.
4.
So 4, Jacob's Ladder, Huey Lewis and the News. Again, I am a music buff and I love Huey Lewis and the News, and I
do
had
too.
to actually look that song up.
I do too.
Number 3, Will You Still Love Me, Chicago. Number 2, Keep Your Hands to Yourself, Georgia Satellites. And number 1, Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi. Now, I will say, full disclosure, from now on, I am going to make snippets of these songs and play them when I quiz you. Because I think that would be way more fun than me singing.
I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree.
I don't. I truly don't. I think.
I think we let them. I think we let the people decide. I mean, it's. Hey, I feel pretty good though. I got 30%.
Name that tune by Jen.
I got 30%.
Listen, I knew all of those. I know every single one of those songs by heart, with the exception, of Jacob's Ladder. I didn't even know that was the name of it.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's not even like the chorus, is it?
And no, I don't even know. Like,
Probably
I
says
don't,
it at the beginning just one time.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is it for tonight.
what we
If
got
you
for
guys
tonight.
like the new format, we will obviously be talking about more things, but we kind of wanted to throw some
Have a
new
little
things
fun.
in there. Yeah,
Yeah, that was fun.
we
That
want
was
to
a good
kind of
time.
go all over the place, and we are going to keep these "Am I the Assholes" as part of it because I think that opens up a conversation.
I think so.
But it also talks about how we would handle things.
Right, but it also funny enough that it brought up when we had a very similar situation with your mother.
Yeah, we did.
Never with my mom because she
No,
would never
your
watch
mom
kids.
didn't babysit. Like she was not a baby person. She
No.
even said like when she had her 2 sons, like that was just not her thing. Like she
Nah, it
waited
wasn't
when
her
you
jam.
guys were older and more human. That was like her. you
Hey,
know.
she taught us at 8 years old to make mac and cheese and hot dogs. We were set.
Yeah, but we kind of raised ourselves back in the day.
Had to.
Yeah, that's like the Gen X, woohoo, feral generation.
There we go.
All right, guys. Until next time, have a great night or
Y'all have a great
day
night.
or whatever. Mwah.
Bye.